be live right now.
Yeah, we are live. Yeah.
All right. My computer probably has a little bit of a delay, but all right. So we're live now. So okay, we're live. We're officially live on YouTube.
Yeah. And
All right.
we already have two in here, so let's go.
All right. It's game night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wolfie's basketball GameCast of the week tonight. Tonight we have the red hot North Carolina Tar Heels, ranked number 25 in the nation, against the Kansas Jayhawks, against number 19 in the nation, who gives number 19 in the nation. For those of you who know about the spreads and stuff, it is North Carolina by 3 tonight. So, my name is Bretto. I'm going to be the announcer and the sidekick for the show. Covering the game tonight is the Howler from Tennessee, Wolfie. Give it up, Wolfie.
Hello, YouTube. All right. So, starting lineups for tonight on Kansas side, they're going with the shooting aspect. At point guard, we got Melvin Connell Jr., number 14. He's 6'4". At shooting guard, we have Darren Peterson. He's an McDonald's All-American freshman this year, 6'6". We also have beside him Cole Rosario. He's number 7, 6'6". He's also a freshman, McDonald's All-American. And we have Trey White, senior, number 3, 6'7". He's going to be the basically the power forward position, or the soft forward, shoot forward rather. And then your forward slash center is Flory Bedunga. They're 6'10" sophomore, um, wearing number 40 tonight. On North Carolina, we have a 7-foot center, number 13, Henry Visar. He's a junior. And at power forward, we got Caleb Wilson. He's wearing number 8, 6'10", freshman, McDonald's All-American. We have the shooting forward, Luke Bogovac, which is number 44, 6'6", freshman. And then we have the shooting guard, Seth Trimble, number 7, 6'3", senior. And then we have the point guard, Kyan Evans, number 0, 6'2", junior. Kansas is fielding 12. It looks like North Carolina has 13 on their roster, so they have one additional roster spot. And we are 4 minutes away from tip-off. So while we are waiting there, Brett, do we have any scores of interest so far?
Currently, right now, according to the basketball scoreboard, we do not have any interesting games right now. However, in the pre-show, which you guys did not see, we did go over one game, and that's Georgetown against Maryland. And the score is Georgetown 27, now 29, Maryland 22. For those of you who don't know about the spread and all that, they now lowered the spread to Georgetown by 2. Now they upped it to 3. So that's the only game currently that I guess you could say has a little bit of interest. So, oh, don't forget tonight's show is sponsored by Wolfie's sponsor. Wolfie, you might want to bring that up, bro.
All right. So just real quick here, the sponsor is Dubby. It is sports energy drinks, supplements, and vitamins. Also merchandise like that shaker cup there. Uh, Under the description tonight, you can go under there, hit the link after this is over with, and under the coupon code you can hit Sports with Wolfie, and it will give you 10% off at checkout.
Awesome.
All right, and I see we have Melissa and Chrissy in the chat. Hello, everybody. Thank you to the 15 that are listening in. We are moments away from tip off, and that is the number 25 North Carolina Tar Heels and the 19 Kansas Jayhawks.
Hey,
And
Chrissy.
this is the first week of college basketball. This should be a very close game. I see both of them reaching to March Madness by the end of the year. You're looking at 3 McDonald's All-Americans on Kansas, 2 McDonald's All-Americans on North Carolina. And we also have former McDonald's All-Americans all the way down the roster here. So, I mean, there's talent on both ends of the court.
So you're saying, Cohen, you're predicting that you're going to say North Carolina's going to win tonight? Then is that what you're saying?
Well, I know that the spread says 3. I could easily see this potentially going into overtime, honestly. And I could see it being less than 3 points. This very well could potentially become a free throw game where it will be won with a last second free throw. So I could see potentially either team by a point at this point.
Well, you never know until the game starts playing, you know?
Owen Smith, hello. Nice to meet you. Welcome in. If you're a Carolina fan, welcome in. If you're for Kansas, also welcome in. This is going to be basically like a neutral radio broadcast almost. I'll be going through the play-by-play action with you. And then Brett here is going to be going over some of the statistics later on, like around halftime, giving you the update on who's scored what and so forth. Also, throughout the game, we got several basketball games on. We got some football on. So Brett's going to be giving you some score updates periodically. It should be a fun night. We're trying to make it as vocally entertaining as possible, and we'll see what this game has in store here.
Just
Of
a little
course,
shameless plug. I'm just straight for the chat. I got my fuel tonight. I'm drinking a Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. So just a little shameless plug there.
I understand. I have my Mountain Dew Zero Sugar as well here beside me.
Uh, Game should be starting here pretty soon, Cohen.
And yeah, the tip off is literally just moments away. They're doing the starting lineups currently on the TV. Basically, this is for the ones who can't, that like are out and about, can't watch the coverage on TV, but yet too far away to hear the radio broadcast. So here you are on YouTube talking to the Wolf and Brett, and we'll just see how this goes. Now, of course, you got Caleb Wilson was actually the number 5 recruit in the country. That's North Carolina. I'm really curious to see how he plays tonight. I'm also curious to see how Darren Peterson plays tonight, number 22, the freshman. And we have tip-off. Kansas has the ball. Trying to set up offense. North Carolina's a man, passes it out to the outside. Trey White has the ball, driving it in, passes it into Flory Bedoga, and Kansas gets the first shot in with the layup by Flory. Now North Carolina inbound it, got it over to the other side of the court, passing it around, trying to set up an opening. Passes to the right side of the court, drives it in, can't find an opening, passes it back out. Goes for the 3 and misses. That was Melvin Connell with the miss. But I'm sorry, not Connell, but Evans with the miss. And Vassar rebounded and scored for North Carolina. The score is 2-2. And number 14, Melvin O'Connell, was wide open. Took the shot and missed. North Carolina gets the rebound. Evans setting up the offense currently. And it is stolen by Patterson and laid up and in, making the score 4-2.
Currently, early score alert. Number 9, Kentucky 11, Valparaiso 3. Back to you, Wolfie.
Right. Kansas defense is playing very strong. They deflected the shot from the 3-point line attempted by Seth Trimble, number 7, and it rolled out of the bounds before Kansas could touch the ball. So Kansas now has the ball with the lead 4-2. Hey, Snake.
Good to see you, Snake.
All right, so White tried to shoot it for Kansas, got deflected by North Carolina, went out of bounds. Kansas gets the ball back. Patterson inbounds it. They're trying to get our offense lined up. And North Carolina presenting the full court pressure and gets charged with the reach-in foul by Trimble. That is the first foul of the game. Kansas inbounding again, passes it to Patterson. Patterson to White. Back over the Flory, and the shot and the miss. Bill Self, the coach of Kansas, entering his 23rd season as Kansas Jayhawks head basketball coach, 817 career wins. All right, North Carolina setting up. Kansas in the man. Presenting the pressure, wide open. Number 7, Trimble. Shoots and misses the 3, but rebounds, drives in for the layup, and misses again. Kansas gets the rebound. Kansas so far is 2 for 4 on field goals, and North Carolina is 1-5 on field goals. Flory went up for a shot and charged on the play, so first foul on Kansas. North Carolina basketball still 4-2.
Currently, right now, we have a second here, score update. Number 9, Kentucky 16, Valparaiso 5. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, thank you, Brett. All right, Kion Evans was driving down the field, getting the offense set up. Kansas defense reached in, stole the ball. Now they're getting their offense set up. Wide open, White in the outside, 4-3, and nothing but net. 7-2, Kansas. All right, North Carolina passes to the center, Vassar on the play for their 3. So there's 2 3-points in a row by one by each team. Score 7-5. And Melvin O'Connell tried to get into it and misses for the 3rd time. North Carolina basketball. North Carolina setting up, driving in. Number 7, Trimble with the layup, and it's in, tied at 7. Kansas trying to set up the alley-oop to Flory. Flory shoots and scores. It's now 9-7 Kansas. And Kansas steals it back and goes for the dunk, and just a little short on the aim, and it goes off the rim and goes out of bounds. So it's now Carolina basketball, and it looks like Kansas is taking their first time out, and it looks like we're going to commercial break with the score Kansas 9, North Carolina 7. Brett, what do we got going on?
Currently, right now, number 9, Kentucky 16, Valparaiso 5, and the number 1, Purdue 10, Oakland 7. Those are the scores currently right now, Wolfie. Back to you.
All right. Just looking here. It looks like there's a top 25 matchup in women's basketball this evening. Starting at 8 o'clock, you have the number 4 Texas Longhorns taking on number 24 Richmond Spiders. The Lady Vols, number 8 in the country, taking on ETSU tonight, and is absolutely whipping the crap out of East Tennessee State, 33-5. 6:59 left in the second quarter of that game for the Lady Vols. Let's see here. Right now, there's not too much going on. I can tell you that at the 3-point line, North Carolina is 1 for 3 so far. Kansas is 1 for 4 so far at the 3-point line. So a little bit of a slow start for each team, but it is a very close game. And it will probably stay that way. At least that's what I'm expecting it to be.
I have a score update, Wolf.
Okay.
At halftime, the Georgetown Hoyas 32 and the Maryland Terrapins 27. Wolfie, back to you.
All right. Thank you for that. And we are still in the middle of commercial break here. Going to take a brief break here to remind everybody to check out my sponsor, Dovey. It will be in the description at the ending of this coverage. Once you hit the link, go make your selections. There's plenty to choose from: energy drinks, supplements, vitamins, merchandise like that shaker cup there for the supplements. Once you make your selections, use the coupon code Sports with Wolfie and you'll get 10% off at checkout. Hey boomers, how's it going? Mr. Jim Neighbors in here talking with us. Thank you to the 4 that are watching currently. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new here. We got a lot to cover, football wise, basketball wise, baseball. Atlanta has a new general manager, which I done talked about. And of course, we got the basketball game tonight. Which, by the way, there is a foul on the play, and it's a shooting foul. So number 7, Cole Rosario, is at the line, and he is 1 for 1 on the free throw shots. Makes the score 10-7. Kansas really making the pressure there, and number 8 for North Carolina drives in and slams it home for a slam dunk. Caleb Williams, the freshman, makes it 10-9 Kansas. Kansas does have the ball, passes it inside, nobody there, goes out of bounds, makes it Carolina basketball.
Score update right now. Number 9, Kentucky, 20. Valparaiso, 7. And number 1, Purdue, 12. Oakland, 9. Back to you, Wolfie.
All right, thank you, Brett. So Kansas stole it on the inbound. Patterson went up for the shot, scored, and fouled on the play. So Patterson's at the line for the 3-point free throw shot. So it's now 12-9 with the free throw pending. And here's a shot, and it rings around and goes in. 13-9. North Carolina slows things down, tries to get the offense set up. Kansas still doing the pressure defense. Has a wide open Vassar down in the underneath the net for North Carolina and slams it in. Makes it 13-11 Kansas. Kansas passes it out over to Patterson. Patterson's trying to make a move, shoots it, and scores 15-11 Kansas. Now North Carolina was driving. Number 8 Wilson was fouled on the way in for the layup and is going to the free throw line for North Carolina. And I do apologize if it seems like I'm going a little slow. This is my first time doing basketball play by play, so I'm trying to get into the rhythm here. So Wilson takes the first shot. It's in, makes it 15-12. One more free throw shot pending. And there's a shot and nothing but net. So it makes it 15-13 Kansas, as Kansas gets their offense ready to go to pass it in. All right, North Carolina starting to show some man defense. trying to contain. It looks like a position change or a substitution has taken place. Number 13, Elmarco Jackson is in at guard for Kansas. Number 44, Bogovic with the ball for North Carolina. Shoots and misses, and it's Kansas basketball again. Elmarco with the ball, passes it in to Patterson. Patterson goes for the shot and misses, and it's now North Carolina basketball. All right, so Evans is driving it up the field. Passes it to Bogovic. Back over to Evans, then over to Stevenson, who's now in. And shoots it and misses, goes back to Kansas. Kansas goes immediately down the field and misses a dunk attempt and gets it back to North Carolina. Bogovic with the ball, passes it over to Stevenson. Stevenson passes it into Vassar. Vassar goes up for the shot and misses. Kansas basketball. Number 1, Dawson is also in for Kansas. Passes it over to number 15, Tiller. Tiller shoots and scores the J. It is a 3-pointer for Tiller, 18-3. Number 7, Temple, trying to drive it down here. Trimble gets it back after a deflection. Drives it in, but passes it back out. And Stevenson shoots the 3, misses, gets the rebound by Vassar, passes it out to Trimble. Trimble goes for the 3, and he also misses, and then it goes out of bounds. And there is a timeout on the floor with the score, Kansas 18, North Carolina 13. Brett?
All right. Couple of games to update you on. Number 1, Purdue 14, Oakland 11. And number 9, Kentucky 30, Valparaiso 8. Wolfie, back to you.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. Kentucky has 6 McDonald's All-Americans on their basketball squad this year. They're going to go a long way. And Valparaiso has good teams, but they're in the middle of a rebuild. So, yeah, I don't see that going too well for Valparaiso.
Shout out to the 3 people in chat right now. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you haven't done so, subscribe. Wolfie will appreciate that.
Hey there, Semi-Ernie. Yeah, I'm doing basketball here, doing North Carolina, Kansas, play-by-play here. Hi there, Scratch Master. Like Brett said, if y'all haven't already, hit the like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It is appreciated. We're doing basketball, football, baseball, primarily football, but we did decide to do some more basketball. We're going to be doing some lady basketball very soon for college for the ladies. But this is the first game of college basketball that we're doing tonight.
Okay, so for women's basketball, I do have a couple of updates for you, Wolfie.
Okay.
Number 2, South Carolina 23, Bowling Green 7. And then your Lady Volunteers 47, East Tennessee 11. East Tennessee State, I should say 11.
Yeah,
Back to you.
Yeah, East Tennessee State didn't make the tournament this last year, but they lost 3 seniors. So that was to be expected. Plus, Lady Vols is on an uphill swing. I do see them making it into the tournament this year um, as probably a 6 or a 5 seed basketball team. Now,
Looking at the other two women's games tonight, we have for the in the SEC number 24 Richmond Spiders at the number 4 Texas Longhorns, and the number 12 Ole Miss at Alabama A&M. The spread for Texas and Richmond is Texas by 23, and Ole Miss and Alabama A&M. The spread is Ole Miss by 35. Yes, Chrissy, I did say 47-11.
yes, 47-11, yes. And that's before halftime.
All right, at the end of the first quarter, number 2 South Carolina 27, Bowling Green 7.
Yeah, that's to be expected too. South Carolina always has a good show for basketball when it comes to the women's side. All right, here we go. So North Carolina inbounds and Kansas Flory picks it off in the middle of the toss in, and they're going down the field. North Carolina's Wilson tries to get in there to steal the ball and fouls on the play.
You said it, Chrissy. Just
Kansas is now inbounding. Passes it in to El Marco, and Marco sets up the offense. Drives down, passes it back out to Rosario. Rosario passes it over to El Marco. Back to Rosario, down deep, down underneath the Flory, and Flory puts it up for a layup. Misses, but deflected by North Carolina. Gets the ball back for the rebound and lays it in for a score to make it Kansas 20, North Carolina 13. Now, on North Carolina side, Jonathan Powell is into the game and passes it over to Wilson, and Wilson scores with a little jump screen shot for 2 points to make it 20-15. And it looks like Kansas reached in, and that puts Wilson on the free throw line for an additional point for a 3-point try. And it looks like number 1, Zayden High, is coming in at Ford for North Carolina.
quick score update right now. Number 9 Kentucky 37, Valparaiso 14, and Oakland is leading number 1 Purdue 18-17. Wolfie, back to you.
Okay. All right. So Wilson missed a free throw shot. Kansas has the ball driving in. Tries to pass underneath the Flory, but the pass was a little bit high and hits off the rim. And there was a foul on the play. What was the foul? It was a push off by Kansas. It looks like it will be North Carolina. No. They called the push off on North Carolina. So Kansas has the ball. Passes it in to Flory. Flory trying to find an open man. Passes it over to El Marco. El Marco goes up for the shot, misses. Flory gets the rebound, and they're fighting for the ball, and North Carolina comes away with it. And looks like we got another foul on the play. It makes Kansas's 5th foul for the game. North Carolina has 4 fouls. All right. So for North Carolina, number 11, Powell, drives in for a layup, misses. Kansas rebounds. El Marco was the one that rebounded, tried to drive it in all the way by himself, misses. North Carolina gets the ball. They're down on the ground. They're both going for it, and it's a jump ball now. And the jump arrow goes to North Carolina.
Just a game alert for you. In about 2 minutes, number 4 UConn and UMass Lowell kick off.
Right.
Back to you, Wolfie.
All right, so North Carolina was going down the field trying to set up the offense, and it went off Kansas's foot, and they had to re-inbound the pass. North Carolina drives the ball in down to High, and it looks like there is a foul on Kansas again. This makes the 7th foul for Kansas. That puts North Carolina in the bonus, and they're going to go to the free throw line. Patterson for Kansas now has 2 fouls on the game, and he is now on the bench. Coming in for him is number 14, Melvin Connell. And there's a shot. It's a miss. Kansas tries to rebound. And North Carolina fouled. So now it goes back to Kansas.
Just a quick score update in women's basketball. At halftime, your Lady Volunteers 49, East Tennessee State 14. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, thank you. Kansas went for the 3, missed, and North Carolina has the ball, but there was a blocking foul by North Carolina, which gives the ball back to Kansas. This is North Carolina's 6th foul of the game. One more, and Kansas will be in the bonus as well. And thank you to the 3 that are listening in. If you have not already, please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. It is appreciated. All right, so we have El Marco with the basketball for Kansas, passes it to Flory. Flory comes around, passes it over to Connell, and Connell gets deflected by North Carolina, and North Carolina goes for the steal. Powell goes down the field, goes for the layup, and fouled on the play. Correction, they waved off the foul, and it was an out of bounds in favor of Kansas. Kansas basketball. Flory is trying to go down inside, passes it back out to White, and White gets stolen again by Evans, and Evans drives in, and the shot's deflected. And it looks like it went back out of bounds. No, it was a foul by Kansas, and North Carolina's back at the line again. Wilson's at the line. There's the shot. Nothing but net on shot 1. Going for the second attempt. Here's the shot. and it goes through, making the score 20-17 as Kansas tries to get it down the court. North Carolina sending the full pressure. While Kansas is trying to slow down the game clock. Number 1, Dawson has the ball, passes it over to Marco. Marco over to White in the corner for the 3 and misses. North Carolina drives it down the field, and Gola is in number 0 and goes for the layup and misses. All right, and there is timeout on the floor, and it looks like we're going into a commercial break so I can catch my breath. All right, Brett, what do we got going on?
Currently, right now, Oakland is leading number 1 Purdue 23-22. Number 9 Kentucky 47, Valparaiso 16. In women's basketball, number 2 South Carolina 36, Bowling Green 9, and at halftime, the Tennessee Lady Volunteers 49, East Tennessee State 14. Wolfie, those are the scores as of now. Back to you.
All right, thank you for that. Now, I do believe we have a football game that has started, if I'm not mistaken.
The first game does not start until 7 o'clock. That would be Houston and UCF, Wolfie.
Okay, and then it must have been rescheduled by TV then, because it was originally supposed to be 7 Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have 3 games. No. You know what? You might be that I might be mistaken, because that's right, because the other 2 games start at 9 p.m., which is 8 Central, correct?
Yep. Because also tonight, at 8 o'clock, besides Northwestern and USC, is Tulane at Memphis. If you're wondering about that one, the spread is Memphis by 4.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Tulane, I think, is 6-2. Memphis is what, 7-1, something like that.
Yeah, the spread for USC and Northwestern tonight is USC by 15.
Honestly, I see USC winning by more than that, really.
Oh, yeah, definitely. By the way, this part of the broadcast is brought to you by Wolfie's sponsor. If you get a second there, Wolf. Say hello to his sponsor, Dubby. At checkout, use the code Sports with Wolfie and save 10% off your order. Use the link in the description below.
Yeah, the link will be in the description at the ending of the broadcast, and it's energy drinks, sports supplements, vitamins, and of course merchandise like the cup that you see right there on the screen. And that code is usable on multiple checkouts, not just the first checkout, but you can use it whenever. Sports with Wolfie, 10% off.
All right, your game's back on, bro.
Yep, and I'm waiting to see what they're doing here, because it looks like North Carolina's going to the free throw line, but nobody's saying what's going on. So I'm going to have to see what happens. So number 7, which is Trimble, he's at the line. He's already got one in, and he's going for his second shot. And it's in. So the score is now Kansas 20-19. Okay, so it was a reach-in foul by Kansas. So Kansas now has the ball North Carolina putting double team pressure on the inbound. They're nearing the 10-second clock, and they did not get it across the half court line. North Carolina basketball. All right, Stevenson's passing it in, and Trimble is setting up the offense. And drives it in, goes for the layup, off the rim and over to Kansas. Kansas now has the ball. They did get it over to the half court line this time with a bit of a hurriedness after the last time. No surprise there. All right, so Floria's down underneath, passes it back out to number 15, Tiller, and gets deflected off the layup. North Carolina basketball. And North Carolina charges through, tries to get in a quick layup by Wilson, and it is missed off the backboard, back to Kansas, and North Carolina reaches in, foul on North Carolina, which now puts Kansas officially in the bonus, and Kansas is going to the free throw line, and it looks like it's Patterson, number 22. Correction, it's number 14, which is Connell. He made the first shot. It's good. Going for the second shot. And it's nothing but net, making it 22-19. North Carolina Evans is setting up the play on this one. Drives it over to Bogovic. Passes it back out to Vassar. Vassar over to the corner for Zayden High for the corner J, and it is in 3 points to North Carolina, making it all tied up at 22 apiece with 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the first half. Kansas Patterson has the ball, trying to find an open gap at the 3-point line, takes the shot, missed. Bogovic with the rebound, driving it down the field, passes it back out to Vassar. Vassar for the 3, and it's in for the J. North Carolina 25, Kansas 22.
Since looks like Kansas is in the timeout, I will now take this opportunity to update you on other scores around men's and women's college basketball. Currently, right now, it is Oakland and number 1 Purdue tied at 30. Number 9 Kentucky leading Valparaiso 58-23. Number 4 UConn leading UMass Lowell 11-0. In women's basketball, number 2 South Carolina 48, Bowling Green 16. And Wolfie's Lady Volunteers 49, East Tennessee State 14. These are the scores and updates. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, thank you. A little bit of NFL news. The 49ers is going to be starting Mac Jones this weekend. Brock Purdy is on the injured reserve yet again. All right,
Well,
so
well, it happened again in the NFL. Wolf,
what?
another not head coach, but another firing has happened in the NFL. The Las Vegas Raiders have fired special team coordinator Tom McMahon.
Okay, well, wow, that's the last one I would have expected on that team.
And also, good news for the Cleveland Browns. Wide receiver Cedric Tillman will play after his being on IR with his being on injured reserve. And then for the Chicago Bears, TJ Sir Edwards had hand surgery this week, so he's out versus the Giants. Those are the other NFL news. Back to you.
All right, Brett, thank you. So, while we were getting the score updates, we did come back, and Kansas was at the free throw line, got a point out of 2 points. It made it 25-23. North Carolina was dribbling down the field, and it looked like it went off the Tar Heels' knee on the way, and it went out of bounds back to Kansas. And Kansas is driving. Number 14, Connell going up for the layup. Vassar with the block. Flat out rejection out of bounds in favor of Kansas. So Kansas does have to inbound it after the block. Kansas passes it out. Flory with the inlay pass passes it out to number 15, Tiller. And Tiller with the J. 3 points for Kansas makes it 26-25 Kansas. Evans driving, trying to set up the offense. Pressure being given by Tiller. Tiller takes it, goes driving, but got blocked. Passes it out to Patterson for the J, making it 29-25 Kansas. Evans passes out to Vassar. Vassar for the three and misses. Last touch by Kansas, though, as it goes out of bounds, and North Carolina gets the basketball.
Just an update at halftime. It is number 9 Kentucky 58, Valparaiso 26. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, thank you. Now, it looks like we're having more uh, tips out of bounds by Kansas here, so North Carolina has to inbound yet again for the third time in a row. Evans is passing in for the inbound over to uh, Trimble. Trimble over to Bogovic. Back over to Trimble. Trimble drives in, passes out to Evans. Evans for the J, misses, but Trimble rebounds, gets the offense line back up again, passes over to Evans. Evans back inside the Vassar. Vassar tries to drive in, and Kansas Patterson goes in for the steal, steals it, trying to drive it in, passes it out over to Tiller, and Tiller gets another 3-point shot, making it 32-25 Kansas. Evans trying to get it inside the Vassar, passes it back out to Evans. Trimble now sets up the offense as he goes up to the 3-point line, passes it to Bogovic. Bogovic back over to Trimble. Trimble inside the Vassar, back out to Trimble. Trimble up with the J, misses, and it goes out of bounds. Kansas basketball. All right, Chrissy.
Looks like it's an official TV timeout for you, Wolfie.
It most certainly is.
So I'll give some updates here. With number 4 UConn leading UMass Lowell 17-1. At halftime, number 9 Kentucky 58, Valparaiso 26. Here is an interesting one that we overlooked, Wolf. At halftime, Oakland and number 1 Purdue are tied at 35. In women's basketball, at halftime, it is number 2 South Carolina 55, Bowling Green 19. And Wolfie's Lady Tennessee Volunteers 54, East Tennessee State 19. Those are the scores and updates. Wolfie, back to you.
Yes, thank you, Brett. And that game is in the second half in the third quarter for the Lady Vols.
I seriously was not expecting that Oakland and Purdue game to be tied.
Yeah, Oakland was in the tournament last year. I don't know whether you knew that or not, but they were like a 10th seed. They won the first round, made it to the field of 32, and uh, from what I can tell, they only lost one starter. So I knew going into this year that they had a chance to be a team that could compete. And then Purdue, they lost their main center this year, so they lost some of their height.
Yeah.
But they did get some pretty good pickups in the top 150 recruiting board from this last year. But again, with any of the young talent, takes time to build that talent and critique it. So
Yep.
there may be some learning humps that they'll have to get over.
Yeah. Oh, just to give you a game alert, in about 10 to 11 minutes, Sam Houston and number 10 Texas Tech will be kicking off. And the spread is Texas Tech by 32. By the way, your game's back.
Well, yeah, it's back off commercial, but they're still talking right now. They're talking about what they're going to be talking about during the halftime report.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it looks like Kansas has the basketball. Patterson's driving it down the field. Passes it out to Tiller, and Tiller drops another J. That's 3 3-pointers in a row by Tiller, making the score 35-25. Kansas. And that Kansas defense is being absolute stingy. They're trying to get something set up on Carolina's end. Bogovic passes it out to Trimble. Trimble into Vassar. Vassar lays it in for a 2-point score, making it 35-27. All right, Patterson over to Connell. Connell's trying to get the offense lined up. Driving it in, lays it up and in, makes it 37-27. Meanwhile, Bogovic has the ball for North Carolina. Passes over to Evans. Evans over to Bogovic. Bogovic back over to Evans. Evans to Vassar. Vassar tries to set the pick to Bogovic, and Bogovic drives in for the layup. And looks like he was fouled up to the line, so it will be some free throws coming for North Carolina. All right. So actually, it was an inbound, so it went out of bounds by Kansas, evidently. Vassar tries to drive in, but travels, and that gives the ball back to Kansas. Excuse me. So non-ranked basketball games, you got Ole Miss versus Louisiana Monroe, and it's 14-12 right now. All right, Kansas inbounds it over to Connell, and Connell passes it over to McDowell. McDowell over to White, back over to McDowell. McDowell for the three and misses. Rebounded by Evans. Evans passes it over to Bogovic, and Bogovic passes it down inside. Looks like it is Wilson for the Jam, making it 37-29. 40 seconds to go in the first half, and Kansas trying to take time off the clock. Drives it in by Connell. Connell tries to set up another shot with 27 seconds to go. Passes it to Flory. Flory passes it back to Connell. Connell goes for the shot, misses. North Carolina drives it. Bogovic to Evans. Evans for the J and misses. Kansas gets the ball back and drives it. Passes it over to El Marco. Marco over to Connell. Connell goes up for a three with 0.1 seconds left on the clock, and the buzzer goes off, and it is a miss. So that is your halftime with the score: Kansas 37, North Carolina 29. All right. So if you would, Brett, if you could pull up the information of the game and look over some of the statistics.
All right. At halftime, Kansas is 13 for 31 with a 41.9% field goal percentage. North Carolina is 10 for 30 with a 33.3 field goal percentage. Kansas is 6 for 14 with a 42.9 3-point percentage. And North Carolina is 3 for 15 with a 20% 3-point percentage. When it comes to free throws, Kansas is 5 for 7 and North Carolina is 6 for 8. That would give Kansas a 71.4% free throw shooting, and North Carolina would have 75%. Rebounds, North Carolina is over Kansas 22-15. 7 assists for Kansas compared to 5 for North Carolina. Steals, Kansas has 6 steals compared to North Carolina's 3 steals. Both have a block. Total turnovers, North Carolina has 10 and Kansas has 6. Points off of turnovers, 17 for Kansas and 2 for North Carolina. For the fast break points, 6 for Kansas, 5 for North Carolina. For points in the paint, North Carolina has 12 and Kansas has 10. And finally for fouls, 9 for Kansas in the first half and 8 for North Carolina. Your leading scorers right now. Tiller for Kansas has 12 points and he's 4 out of 5 for field goals. And the leader for North Carolina is Wilson with 12 points and 4 for 6. Those are your stats for the first half. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, thank you for that. Yeah, it's been a very gritty game. A lot smack between the teams. You would almost think that this was a rivalry game of sorts. Henceforth, all the fouls. Hello again there, Ernie. Appreciate to the one that's steadily been listening. It is appreciated.
I'll give you a little secret. That one person in the chat is me.
Well, maybe not. Keep in mind that the system doesn't fully depict everybody because Ernie did just comment, so he's probably in there too.
By the way, Wolfie, you just hit a milestone. You just hit 100 subscribers.
All right. Well, I certainly do appreciate that. And be sure to share me out, guys. It is appreciated. The more subscribers, the quicker that we can get this thing rolling and more efficient and get extra equipment and that type of good stuff. And
Currently, I
be
do. Go, you finish first. My bad.
and be sure to check out the sponsor, Dovey. Every time that you go visit them, they let me know about it. And the description will be in the details after the game's over with. When you go into the link, it will set you up to go and make your selections. There's over 30 different flavor options between energy drinks and the supplements, as well as they have multivitamins that come in a couple different flavors, as well as merchandise that you can get, like that cup there that you see on screen that you can shake up your supplement with. And once you make your selections and you go to the checkout, there should be a coupon code area. When you do so, click on that and enter in sports with Wolfie, and that's a capital S and both W's capitalized as well. Sports with Wolfie, and you will get 10% off at checkout.
All right. Thank you for that, Wolfie. Now we have a couple of score updates in women's basketball. At halftime, it is South Carolina, number 2 South Carolina, 55, Bowling Green 19, and in the third quarter, your Lady Volunteer 67, East Tennessee State 28. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, thank you for that. Yeah, it sounds like Lady Vols may be on their backups now because it sounds like East Tennessee State may be gaining just a little bit of ground, but not by much.
While we're waiting, I do have news, college football news.
Okay.
All right. Kansas State running back Dylan Edwards has left the Kansas State Wildcats and is going to enter the transfer portal after he's been hampered by injuries and all that stuff for the Wildcats. He only played 4 games and only had 34 carries for 205 yards. Now, for the game this Saturday, number 22 Missouri will be without their star tight end, Brett Norfleet, because he has a shoulder injury. So that is going to be that's one of the big ones I wanted to tell you about since we picked that Texas A&M Missouri game. So Missouri's star tight end Brett Norfleet is out with a shoulder injury, and of course, no surprise that you probably heard this earlier in the week yesterday, but besides having a disappointing season this season, the athletic director of Wisconsin has said that Wisconsin coach Luke Fickell will return in 2026. So those are your college football headlines. Wolfie, back to you.
Yeah, the Wisconsin coach Fickell, there was some speculation that there was turmoil there and that he would leave and that he may take over for Auburn, but it sounds like they finally hushed those rumors up, which will be good for Wisconsin in the long run, I think. Um, but also in the rumor mills, it was said that Nick Saban was on LSU's campus today.
Ooh, that is a good rumor.
But the question is he going to be doing the LSU Alabama game, or is it at the fact that he's visiting for something else? That's
Yeah,
why there's
there.
a rumor.
Yeah. Just a quick score update. Number 4, UConn 37, UMass Lowell 2. Oh, and Sam Houston and number 10 Texas Tech have just kicked off.
Okay.
So back to you.
All right. So, not really that much to report right this second because it is still halftime. We could go over what we're doing on Saturday at noon. Tomorrow, we will be covering the number 7 BYU at number 8 Texas Tech football. And then at 3:30, we will also be covering the Texas A&M Aggies as are the number 3 team in the country, traveling to number 19 Missouri Tigers. They're in Columbia, Missouri.
Ever since reading that report about the Missouri star tight end being out, now I'm not so confident in my pick for Missouri to upset Texas A&M.
Yeah, but they got a good second tight end. I can't remember his name right now, but
By the way, who are so the audience knows who are going to be your sidekicks for tomorrow?
well, the sidekicks will be yours truly, Brett, and Jeff, which is Brett's brother. As to who does the first and who does the second, I don't know whether they figured that out yet or not, but that's who is going to be going alongside me for the 2 games tomorrow.
Wow. I know
And
both Jeff and I will both have our eyes, though, on the Oregon-Iowa game, though.
and then also another report. Me and D-Man are going to be doing the Monday night football game this week between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. Now game will be a little bit different. It won't be the play-by-play that you've been hearing. That's just going to be 2 dudes talking football during that game. If you like just chilling out talking about football, that will be the stream for you. If you want the play-by-play action, then you're going to want to tune in tomorrow for the college football.
Yeah. So, if you want to talk about an early blowout already, they're not either. They're almost halfway through the first half, but UConn is blowing away UMass Lowell 44-3.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. UMass Low is a Division II school, and a low-level Division II school at that. And then, of course, UConn is one of the best in the country. So I'm not really surprised by them blowing it out.
By the way, it looks like Richmond and Texas just kicked off in women's basketball, and Ole Miss and Alabama A&M just kicked off. Also, a couple updates in the women's basketball for you. Number 2, South Carolina 61, Bowling Green 22, and the number 8, Tennessee Lady Volunteers 75, East Tennessee State 31.
All right, so the Lady Vols are pulling away yet again.
By the way, it is early, but the scores for the new games that are currently tipping off right now. Number 24, Richmond 6, number 4, Texas 3, and number 12, Ole Miss 7, Alabama A&M 4. Those are the women's scores, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, and it does appear that it is now 7 o'clock your time. There should be a football game starting here very, very soon. And it is still halftime, so if you would like to talk about that football game, I will be more than happy to let you do that for the next 10 minutes or so, because I have got to step away for just a brief moment.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So the game at 7 o'clock tonight is going to feature the 7-2 Houston Cougars, who are fourth in the Big 12, versus the 4-4 UCF Golden Knights. So, for those of you who may not know, the spread on that game is actually Central Florida by 2. I don't really know about that one, but yeah, but they have the spread at that by 2. Currently, right now, they have for the season leaders right now for Houston, you have Wigman, who has 148 and 228 for 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions and 1,890 passing yards. You have Connors, the running back, who has 148 carries for 657 yards and 4 touchdowns. Then you have Thomas, their leading wide receiver for Houston, with 40 receptions for 634 yards, 7 touchdowns. Offensively for UCF, you have their quarterback Jackson, who is 121 for 191 for 1,334 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Their running back Montgomery has 112 carries for 572 yards and 3 touchdowns, and their wide receiver Thomas Jr. has 38 receptions for 393 yards. On their defense, Walsh, the third for Houston, has 5.5 sacks compared to the edge rusher Lawrence's for UCF 6 sacks. And then Gardner, for the linebacker for Houston, has 58 tackles compared to Carter's of Central Florida's 50 tackles. The game tonight is at FBC Mortgage Stadium in Orlando, Florida. And if you all have FS1, the game will be on FS1. So that's all I can give you about some of the miniature stats and spread and all that about the game tonight. But the main game tonight that we're all looking forward to is Northwestern at number 19 USC. So that's all for the college football side. Giving an update on women's basketball. Number 2, South Carolina 71, Bowling Green 24, and the Lady Volunteers of Tennessee, number 8 Tennessee 78, East Tennessee State 33. At an official timeout, it is number 4 Texas 9, number 24 Richmond 8, and number 12 Ole Miss 9, Alabama A&M 4. And that should be it, as the game for North Carolina and Kansas is back underway. Let's send it back to Wolfie. Wolfie, back to you.
I am actually still away from the screen. If you would like to kind of briefly just say what's going on.
All right.
You don't have to announce it or nothing. Just kind of let everybody know what's going on until I get back.
All right. So it looks like right now Kansas is up by 4, 37-33. The last play made, Henry Vesser made a 2-point tip shot. So it looks like Darren Peterson from Kansas just made a layup, making it 39-33. Then looks like Trimble made a layup for North Carolina. Now it's 39-35. Just keeping an eye on all the other games right now too. So, they just got back started at number 9 Kentucky at Valparaiso. Kentucky 70, Valparaiso 32. Purdue and Oakland just got back underway. Purdue 53, Oakland 49. And then, of course, still in the first half, number 4 UConn 53, UMass Lowell 7. And then number 10 Texas Tech 10, and Sam Houston 9. So that's pretty much what's all going on for right now. And it looks like Kansas took a timeout. So, by the way, your leading top performers right now currently in the Kansas North Carolina game, you have Peterson for Kansas with 13 points, and Vesser for North Carolina with 14 points. If you haven't done so yet, please like and subscribe to Wolfie's channel. He would really appreciate that. Also, share him out on social media. I mean, we hit 100 subs tonight, so that's a good milestone, but we want to get more. So please share Sports with Wolfie on social media or wherever you have it, whether it be on Facebook, Snapchat, or whatever you use. But just make sure you get Wolfie out there. With that being said, if he's back, then let's send it back to Wolfie.
Very well said, Brett. Thank you. So yes, the Texas number 10 Texas Tech Sam Houston game. It's actually 10-9 at the moment, with Texas Tech having the lead. That game should be a blowout, but right now it seems to be pretty close. And we are at commercial break right now, so there isn't really too much that I can talk about at the moment. Thank you to the two that are listening in currently. And as Brett said, if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe. It is appreciated. And also share us out. The more, the merrier. And
I mean, we hit a milestone tonight. We hit 100 subscribers.
That is absolutely awesome.
So, current update for your hometown, Wolfie, in women's basketball. Looks like the Lady Volunteers are going to run away with this one with 6:24 in the fourth quarter. Tennessee 80, East Tennessee State 33.
Okay, so they have a 47-point lead currently with a little bit less than 6 minutes to go. That game may reach the mid 90s before it's all said and done. I don't think it will hit 100, but it will be close.
Also, there's another huge blowout right now. They're not even done. They're not even to the fourth quarter yet, and South Carolina is already approaching 80 points. It's currently 73-24, South Carolina over Bowling Green.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting that one.
Looks like Oakland and Purdue is getting tight again. Number 1, Purdue 56, Oakland 55.
If it gets less than 5 minutes to go and it's still within a point, I would be saying that one's on alert.
Well, it's 12-17 in the second half, though. So
yeah, there's still too much time to. There's too much time to say alert just yet for basketball. There's a lot of basketball to be played still.
By the way, it looks like according to my ESPN scoreboard, I know the scoreboard is faster than your TV, but I just wanted to say it looks like your game's back on.
Yes, you are correct. Kansas currently has the ball. It's 39-37. It looks like Connell's driving, passes it off to Flory. Flory then passes it over to White, and White gets stolen by Evans and over to Trimble. And it looks like Connell got his hand in there and knocked it out of bounds, making it North Carolina basketball inbound on their side of the court. All right, so Wilson has the ball, passes it over to Evans. Evans goes for the assist with Vassar to slam it down, making it tied up at 39 apiece. Kansas Tiller has the ball, passes it down, passes it back out to Patterson, just inside the three-point line for a two-point shot, and it is good by Patterson. North Carolina goes for the three by Evans and knocks it home. It makes it 42-41 North Carolina. Meanwhile, Connell just drives straight down the court for the layup, makes it 43-42. Evans passes Vassar. Vassar passes over to Stevenson. Steven passes down underneath the Trimble, and it gets blocked. Looks like Rosario had the block. North Carolina inbounds it. Trimble has the ball, passes it over to Evans. Evans looking for an open lane. Couldn't, passes it back over to Trimble. Trimble drives it down to the three-point line, shoots, and it's short, bounces off the rim. And we have a scramble down on the court, passes it back out. North Carolina has the ball. Wilson drives down and tries to go for the layup and fouled on the play. So it does look like Wilson will be going up to the free throw line here in just a moment. And Kansas calls a timeout. We have a timeout on the floor. And we have a commercial.
All right. Update.
Just a quick hockey announcement. Rangers are up on the Red Wings 2-1 if you're interested in hockey. Also, the Wild is ahead of the Islanders 2-1.
All right. Sorry about that. Here are some score updates right now. Number 9, Kentucky 76, Valparaiso 38. With 12:08 left in the second half. We have a tight one, folks, in Purdue, as number 1 Purdue leads Oakland 59-55. Also, with 2:21 left to go in the first half, number 4 UConn 59, UMass Lowell 12. And then another tight one that's early in the game with 11:58 in the first half. Number 10 Texas Tech 14, Sam Houston State, or I think it's Sam Houston 13. Also, game alert coming up at 7:30 p.m. and from Champaign, Illinois. Number 17 Illinois will play Florida Gulf Coast. And then also at 7:30 tonight, from Madison, Wisconsin, number 24 Wisconsin will be taking on Northern Illinois. So just so you know about those game alerts coming up. Also in women's basketball, I told you, Wolfie, South Carolina would hit 80 before they went to the fourth quarter, and they have done so. The score is number 2 South Carolina 84, Bowling Green 35. And then the Tennessee Volunteer women, 84. East Tennessee State, 40. Also, in other women's basketball action, top 25, number 24 Richmond leads number 4 Texas 16-11, and then number 12 Old Miss leads Alabama A&M 16-10. Currently, right now, in with 11:30 in the first quarter, Houston and UCF are tied, and UCF have the ball right now. UCF have the ball. So with that being said, I will that will be up on the scores and updates. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, just a little bit of quick information. Where does UCF have the ball there, Brett?
Oh, let me look at that game again. Sorry. They have it at the UCF 39-yard line.
All right, so they're just getting the drive going. It sounds like, is it?
That's because they just got a false start.
Okay.
And it's a 3rd and 10 for UCF.
3rd and 10. Okay. All right. So thank you for that information there, Brett. We have Wilson at the free throw line. He got the first one in. We're waiting for the second one. And the second one goes straight through for Wilson. Makes it North Carolina 44-43 over Kansas. All right. Kansas passes to. Okay, so O'Connell has the ball. Passed it out over to Foley down in the underneath. And it's waved off for a travel, and it goes back to North Carolina. All right, so Stevenson passes in to Trimble. Trimble is slowly coming up the court, trying to take some more time off the clock. And we have a foul underneath on Tiller. Makes the second foul of the second half. And this is the third foul on Tiller. One more foul and he's in foul trouble. If he gets 2 more fouls, he's out of the game. All right, so North Carolina inbounds it. Vassar has the ball, passes over to Trimble. Trimble over to Evans. Evans passes it back down inside to Wilson for the turnaround jumper, and it's in. Score 46-43. Connell passes it over to Patterson. Patterson drives it in to Flory, and Flory passes it back out to number 7, Rosario, for the J, making it 46-46. Evans passes it over to Trimble. Trimble passes it over to Wilson. Back over to Trimble. Then the Vassar. Vassar to Evans. Back over to Wilson. Wilson tries to drive in. Not available. Passes it over to Stevens for the J. It's a 3-point play, making it 49-46 North Carolina. 14 minutes to go in the game. Connell tries to drive up a 3, misses, recovered by Trimble of North Carolina. Trimble drives down the field, passes over to Evans for the J, and it's in. 3 points by North Carolina, making it 52-46. And we have timeout on the court. And I don't know if anybody saw yesterday or not, but the Denver Broncos went to 8-2 over a struggle win against the Las Vegas Raiders, 10-7. And the Raiders fall to 2-7 for the year.
Just a few score updates, ladies and gentlemen, before they get back to the game. At halftime, UConn is beating UMass Lowell 64-17. Purdue is beating Oakland 62-55, and number 9 Kentucky is beating Valparaiso 80-38. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, thank you for that. Yeah, Kansas just inbounded the ball over to Connell. Connell passes it to Patterson as they go across the half-court line. Patterson tries to form a line, tries to drive it in by himself, and it gets blocked by Vassar. Vassar passes it over to Wilson. Wilson drives it in and gets fouled into as he goes to try to make the jam and goes to the free throw line after the miss. So 2 foul shots coming up. It will be a 1-1. And to those that don't watch basketball, a lot of 1-1 is if he makes the first shot, he can continue on to try to make the second shot. Okay, it looks like they didn't do the 1-1, so that he's getting 2 free throw shots because he missed the first one. Now here comes the second one. Wilson shoots and misses. Rebounded by Kansas. Dawson passes it over. Shot attempted by Connell, and it's no good, and North Carolina has the ball. Evans passes it in for the alley-oop, and it goes through by Vassar. 54-46 is your score. Kansas tries to pass it in. Nobody open, passes it back out. Over to White for the J and misses, and it's North Carolina basketball. Trimble sets up the offense, finds an open lane and tries to drive it in, and it was blocked, thrown back in before it went out of bounds, rebounded by Wilson for the jam, makes it 56-46, North Carolina on top. 12 minutes to go in the game. Patterson has the ball for Kansas, passes it over to the corner, and White has the ball, drove it in, passes it over to Flory underneath, and there is a foul on the play by Vassar, or Visar. Visar is the name, Visar. Still trying to get used to these names here. Yeah, his name is Veesar. Visar. But Kansas to inbound on their side of the court. Passes it out. Flory takes it. Passes it over to Dawson. Dawson over to Rosario. Back over to Dawson. And it looks like it was a miss. North Carolina gets the ball and driven in and tipped in by Visar for another score, making it 58-46, North Carolina. North Carolina is on a 12-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Kansas trying to drive. Connell has the ball, drives it into Flory. Flory goes for the jam, and it is in for the slam dunk, making it 58-48. Wilson has the ball for North Carolina, driving in, and gets fouled by Kansas. Timeout on the floor. All right, Brett.
All right. With 8:12 in the second period, in the second half, number 9 Kentucky 85, Valparaiso 40. Also, with 7:53 in the second half, number 1 Purdue 64, Oakland 59. At halftime, it's number 4 UConn 64, UMass Lowell 17. With 7:17 in the first quarter, in the first half, I should say, Sam Houston 26, number 10 Texas Tech 22. In women's college basketball, well, this was going to get ugly, and it's certainly downright gotten extremely ugly. With 5:50 left in the fourth quarter, number 2 South Carolina 101, Bowling Green 42, and then Wolfies number 8 Tennessee Lady Volunteers 90, East Tennessee State 43. Also, with 8:37 left in the second quarter, number 4 Texas 19, number 20, number 24 Richmond 16, and with 8:23 in the second quarter, number 12 Old Miss 27, Alabama A&M 22. Currently in college football, Houston and UCF are still tied at 0, and currently there's 8:08 left in the first quarter. With all that, Wolfie, that takes care of the updates for right now. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Brett. And here we have still at timeout on the court with the score North Carolina 58 and Kansas 48.
I can't believe that women's college game, that South Carolina game, I knew it was going to get ugly, but I didn't expect it to get that ugly, though.
Right?
101 to 42, bro. Talk about a massacre.
Yeah, but I mean, Don Staley is one of the best coaches in women's basketball right now for college women's sports, and it don't surprise me in the least. Now, a little bit of Ivy League information here. Harvard is beating Columbia 21-0, and Delaware State is beating Morgan State 14-3 at halftime.
Looks like your game's back.
Yeah, they're just talking about the scoring here.
You know, I've noticed.
All right.
I think Purdue's starting to become a second half team. To be honest.
Yeah, it does look like they're trying to pull away, but Vassar tried to go for the 3, missed, and it's Kansas basketball. Or Visar. Henry Visar is his name. All right. Kansas has the basketball. Connell driving, goes in for the layup, misses. Flory with the rebound, tries to lay it up himself, misses. Rebounded by Kansas, passes it out to Tiller. Tiller with the 3, making it 50. Oh, excuse me, it's Jackson. Marco Jackson with the 3, making it 58-51. North Carolina has a ball, but Bogovic goes down, drives it in for the reverse layup, and it is good, making it 60-51. Kansas goes up for the J. Dawson with the J for 3, making it 60-54. Bogovic passes to Visar. Visar passes to Evans. Evans drives it in for, Trimble drives it in for the layup, making it 62-54. I take it that you're not on the stream anymore there, Brett?
No, I'm still on there. It still says on my end I'm still here. I'll type something to make sure I'm still in. All right.
Yeah, the YouTube algorithm is messed up then because I'm sure we got more than just you in there, but it says 0.
Yeah, that's what it's saying on my end too. There's got to
But
be at least one or two people.
yeah, we know that it ain't 0, so we'll ignore that number. All
Let's just
right,
say
let's
two
see here.
people.
So North Carolina has the ball. Let's see here. It looks like it is uh, Trimble going up for the layup, gets it, and fouled on the play, making it 66-56 with a extra point pending. All right, so it is Trimble at the line. Shoot, and the score, nothing but net on that free throw, making it 67-56, North Carolina. Kansas will be inbounding here momentarily. Seth Trimble has 15 points in the game, 6 for 15 on field goals today. As he goes to the sideline there, Patterson for Kansas drives in, goes for the jump shot, misses, rebounded by North Carolina, and fouled on the play. Tiller is the one that committed the foul. He's up to number 4 for the game. Oh no, he's up to foul number 5. He is fouled out of the game, folks. He cannot return to the game. There's 9 minutes to go, and he cannot return. That is going to hurt Kansas for sure.
Wow, not even over yet, and almost more than halfway through the second half, and Kansas is already down a player due to fouling out.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Let's see here. So North Carolina inbounds it. Evans takes it down the court, getting pressure. Visar sets the pick. Evans looking for the open man, passes it to a wide open Zayden High for the J, making it 70-56. North Carolina. They say the first team to 70 wins, and North Carolina just hit 70. So we'll see what happens here.
I have a final alert for you.
Okay.
In women's basketball, it is now actually final. The number 8 women Lady Tennessee Volunteers 98, East Tennessee State 47. That is the final.
All right,
Back
so
to
that
you,
was a
Wolfie.
51-point game. All right, so Kansas is at the free throw line. Is El Marco Jackson. He missed the first one, going for the second shot. And it goes in, making the score 70-57. The ball was inbounded to Evans. Evans drives it down, passes out to Visar. Visar sets the pick, passes it back to Evans. Evans trying to set up the offense. Passes it inside the Visar, back out to Bogovic, and Bogovic with the J, making it 73-57 North Carolina. Kansas, Patterson has the ball, trying to make something out of nothing, passes it over to White, gets it down inside, and it is tipped by Carolina, but it also drew the foul.
We have a score alert in college football.
Okay.
UCF kicked a field goal. The score is UCF 3, Houston 0. Wolfie, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Brett. Hello again, Snake. Right now, you have the score North Carolina 73-57. White for Kansas at the free throw line. Gets the first free throw, making it 73-58 with one more free throw pending. White is 82% at the line tonight. There's a shot, and it is in. Bogart goes to inbound to Evans. Evans is driving down the field. Evans trying to set up. Ooh, and we have thunder outside. Interesting. All right, so that shot was missed. Patterson rebounded for Kansas, driving down the field, trying to make something out of nothing. Goes for the shot, and it looks like he was fouled on the play, so they're going back up for another set of free throws. And there's another timeout on the court, and we are at commercial break.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with some score updates as we're in commercial break right now from the Kansas North Carolina game. Currently, with 2:48 in the second half, number 1 Purdue 83, Oakland 69. With 4:03 left in the second half, number 9 Kentucky 95, Valparaiso 51. With 18:44 left in the second half, number 4 UConn 68, UMass Lowell 22. With 3:59 left in the first half, Texas Tech, number 10 Texas Tech 30, Sam Houston 29. With 15:25 in the first half, number 17 Illinois 16, or now 17, Florida Gulf Coast 1. And with 15:54 left in the first half, number 24 Wisconsin 14, Northern Illinois 5. In women's basketball, as I had said earlier, if you were not here, we do have a final. The number 8 Tennessee Lady Volunteers defeated the East Tennessee State, the team from East Tennessee State, 98-47. Currently, right now, with 2:16 in the fourth quarter, number 2 South Carolina 110, Bowling Green 44. With 4:23 in the second quarter, number 4 Texas 28, number 24 Richmond 19, and with 2:56 in the second quarter, number 12 Ole Miss 37, Alabama A&M 16. And in college football, the UCF Golden Knights are leading the Houston Cougars 3-0. That is all the updates. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, we still have a little bit of the commercial break left here. Just to make a few reminders here. If you haven't already, please hit the like, hit subscribe. It is appreciated. Share us out. The more the merrier. We hit a moment of sorts tonight by hitting 100 subs. It is appreciated. And also, reminder, once the game is over, I will have it in the description about my sponsor, Dovey. Dovey is an energy drink, sports supplement, and vitamin shop online. And they have about 30 different flavors of each, roughly. And they have merch as well, like the shaker cup that you see there. At checkout, enter the coupon code Sports with Wolf. You'll get 10% off at checkout. And it looks like we're coming back off of the commercial break currently. And it looks like Patterson is at the free throw line. He gets the first shot, making it 73-60 with another free throw pending. And he shot, and it actually fell short, rebounded by North Carolina. Trimble is going down, trying to get the offense lined up for North Carolina. Visar sets the pick, but the pick didn't work. Passes it over to, looks like Derek Dixon for the first time tonight, and then passes it out to Evans. Evan drives in for the layup, and it goes in, making the score 75-60. All right, so Kansas trying to find something here, find an opening. It looks like number 34, Paul Mabaya is in. He's their center, 7-foot freshman. And it looks like Patterson just got another layup, making it 75-62. Wilson passes in to Evans. Evans lays it in, and it is missed. Although it kind of looks like that was a goaltend. Yep, they gave it to him. It was a goaltend. It gave North Carolina 2 points, making it 77-62. Kansas immediately tries to go for the layup, misses, and gives it back to North Carolina. North Carolina Evans passes to Visar. Henry Visar shoots the three and misses and gives it back to Kansas. Kansas White drives it down the field. Passes it over to, looks like Marco Jackson, and it is picked off by Evans. Evans passes to Trimble, back over to Evans. Visard down the middle. Then passes it over to Stevenson. And it looks like there is another foul on the play, and North Carolina is in bonus yet again for the second half.
Sorry to interrupt, Wolfie. We have a final alert.
Okay.
In women's basketball, we have a final. Number 2, South Carolina has defeated Bowling Green 114-47. Again, that is South Carolina 114, Bowling Green 47. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, thank you. So Stevenson missed his free throw. Kansas rebounded, and Kansas trying to make something out of nothing here. Flory got fouled on the play, and looks like they're going to have to inbound it again. Foul was on Henry Visar. This is his second foul of the game. All right, so Marco Jackson passes over to the corner to a wide open Patterson for the J, making it 77-65. Peterson is now 19 points for the game, 7 of 19 field goal on the field goals. Meanwhile, Wilson drives it down untouched for a layup, making it 79-65. And Kansas Patterson passes over to what was a wide open Rosario, and it went wide right and out of bounds. So North Carolina gets the basketball. Evans getting over the half court line, trying to set up the offense. Passes it over to Visar in the middle. Visar passes to Trimble, and Trimble lays it in for another score, making it 81-65 with 4 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the game.
We have a final alert.
Okay.
At the end of the game, number 1 Purdue survives an upset scare and defeats Oakland 87-77. Again, number 1 Purdue survives a upset scare by Oakland and wins 87-77. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, thank you, Brett. Yeah, Kansas Peterson goes for a NBA 3-point J and gets it, making it 81-68. It does look like North Carolina is going to call a timeout here with 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the game here.
While we do have some updates, currently with 45 seconds left to go in the second half, number 9 Kentucky is putting on the hurt on Valparaiso, 107-59. And with 15:23 left in the second half, number 4 UConn 76, UMass Lowell 27. With pretty much in a way almost going towards halftime. Number 10 Texas Tech 45, Sam Houston 37. With 11:13 in the first half, number 17 Illinois 26, Florida Gulf Coast 8. And 11:42 in the first half, number 24 Wisconsin 28, Northern Illinois 12. Also, in women's basketball, at halftime, number 4 Texas leads number 24 Richmond 35-24. And currently with 49 seconds in the second quarter, number 12 Ole Miss is leading Alabama A&M 39-18. In college football right now, at the end of the first quarter, UCF is leading Houston 3-0. Those are the scores and updates. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, thank you. And a little bit of NBA news. It looks like the Aaron Fox is making a season debut against Pelicans tonight. And Nets Cam Thomas is out for at least 3 to 4 weeks with injury. And if anybody's interested in soccer in the National World Soccer League, Seattle and Orlando is tied at 1 apiece right now.
Ain't that women's soccer, bro?
Yeah, it is. And in NBA, the Orlando Magic is ahead of the Boston Celtics 84-80 with 13 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Also in the fourth quarter, the Cavaliers is up 109-86 against the Washington Wizards.
All right, we have a final alert. This game has just gone final. Number 9 Kentucky has defeated Valparaiso 107-59. Back to you, Wolfie.
All right, thank you. So we are still waiting for the game to get back going. It does look like Trimble's free throw is missed. Rebounded by McDowell. McDowell driving, and it was picked by Visar, and it looks like Trimble passes it over to Wilson. Back over the Trimble, and it goes over the head, and Wilson has to go across the half court line to try to pass it back, but his foot does touch the court, but it uh, um, half foul up, which gives Kansas back.
Wolf, are you there?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see what they're doing here.
Okay, I thought for a minute I thought your audio went out or something.
No, of course, Kansas is trying to get this open for a 3-point because they're wanting to try to keep this at a 10-point game to keep in it, but North Carolina's been very stingy this half. All right, so McDowell has the ball, passes over to Connell. Connell drives in for the layup, but it does look like there was a foul before the shot got off. And the foul is on Henry Visar, and that is his third foul of the game. Inbound, pass underneath to White, laid it in for 2, making it Kansas 70, North Carolina 81. Trimble passes over to Visar. Visar passes it over to Evans. Evans trying to break down the court. Can't find an opening lane. Drives it back out. And then tries to drive back in again by himself. And then misses and goes out of bounds. But last touch by Kansas. So it's still Carolina basketball. 2:43 to go in the game. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Inbounded by Visar. And Visar passes it over to Evans. Evans trying to set up for the layup, and it is blocked by Kansas, but it was over the rim for yet another goaltend, which gives Evans another 2 points, making it 83-70, North Carolina. Evans now has 12 points for the game. White inbounds it to Patterson. Patterson walking down the court, trying to get something going for the Jayhawks. White gets the ball, passes it over to Connell. Connell back over to White. White tries to drive in, goes in for the layup, and is blocked by Vassar or Visar. And it looks like they called the reach-in foul. And that puts Kansas to the free throw line. White is at the line. And misses the first shot. And the second shot goes in, making it 83-71 North Carolina. Evans inbounds it, tries to get down the field. Kansas putting enough pressure. Visar sets the pick for Evans. Evans tries to line up for the three. It wasn't there. Passes it over to Trimble. Trimble passes it over to Stevenson. And it looks like there is another foul by Kansas on the play. One minute, 58 seconds to go in the game. You got 30 seconds on the shot clock. Elmarco Jackson is fouled out of the game for the Kansas Jayhawks. That is now 2 players fouled out for the Jayhawks. Henry Visar for the free throw. First one is in. Awaiting the second one. Here's the shot by Visar, and it is nothing but net, making it 85-71 North Carolina. And Connell was trying to set the alley-oop to Flory, and it was deflected by Visar and went out of bounds. Kansas has to inbound it again. Flory passes over to Dawson. Dawson passes it down inside. Back out to Dawson, and stolen by Trimble of North Carolina. Trimble is now setting up the offense, taking their time with the lead. Passes it over to Stevenson, and then back over to Trimble for the J, and misses. Kansas basketball. Flory passes it to, or tries to pass it over to White. Gets picked off, and Wilson solo rides to the goal and jams it down for a slam dunk, making it 87-74. Kansas immediately passes it down the field to a wide open Connell for the J, making it 74-87. But North Carolina is now ticking off the clock. There's 18 seconds left on the shot clock, 30 seconds left on the actual time. And so they're going to have to at least get a shot off. Evans lining up to drive it. Visar gets the ball after the pass by Evans. Visar goes for the shot, misses, and gets it out to Stevenson, back over to Evans, and that will be the game. Your final score tonight is number 25, North Carolina Tar Heels, 87, and the Kansas Jayhawks, number 19, drops to 1-1 for the year with 74 points. So North Carolina gets their first win against Kansas since 2002. November of 2002 to be exact. And North Carolina moves on to be 2-0. And again, your final score, North Carolina 87, Kansas Jayhawks 74. Brett, I'm going to pass it over to you for some final score updates and go over the statistics.
All right. With 10:48 in the second half, number 4 UConn is leading UMass Lowell 87-33. At halftime, number 10 Texas Tech is leading Sam Houston 47-37. With 7:02 in the first half, number 17 Illinois 43, Florida Gulf Coast 15, and with 7:45 in the first half, number 24 Wisconsin 39, Northern Illinois 18, and they just tipped off with 17:26 in the first half, number 13 Arizona 5, Utah Tech 3. Also, for those of you who don't know, these are the games that have gone final tonight. Number 1 Purdue has survived an upset scare from Oakland and has won 87-77. 87-77, yep. Also, number 9 Kentucky easily took care of Valparaiso 107-59. And the game that you have been listening to, number 25 North Carolina defeats number 19 Kansas 87-74. In women's basketball, we had a couple of huge wins tonight. First off, in Wolfie's hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee, at the Food City Center, the number 8 Lady Tennessee Volunteers win 98-47 over East Tennessee State. And then number 2 South Carolina blows out Bowling Green 114-47. At halftime, it is number 4 Texas 35, number 24 Richmond 24. And at halftime, number 12 Ole Miss 39, Alabama A&M 18. Those are your college basketball scores. Now, let's go over the stats for tonight's game. The leading scorer for Kansas was Peterson, was 22 points. He was 8 for 14 for field goals and 3 for 5 for free throws. Wilson, number 8 for North Carolina, led the Tar Heels with 24 points, was 9 for 12 from field goal range and 6 for 9 for free throws. For team stats tonight, in field goal percentage, North Carolina had 51.5% compared to Kansas's 44.8%. But in 3-point percentage, Kansas had 48% 3-point percentage, while North Carolina only had 29.6. Turnovers were the big key factor tonight, as Kansas had 14 turnovers compared to 11 for North Carolina, and in rebounds, 39 for North Carolina, 27 for Kansas. Also, for free throws tonight for percentages, Kansas hit 10 out of 15 for about 67% free throw shooting, and North Carolina hit 11 out of 17 for 64.7% free throw. North Carolina had 16 assists. Kansas had 14 assists. North Carolina had 9 steals. Kansas had 6 steals. Kansas had 3 blocks compared to 2 blocks for North Carolina. And in the fouls department, Kansas had 18 fouls compared to 15 for North Carolina. Those are your stats. Wolfie, back to you.
All right, and just to let everybody know, on ESPN, the Memphis-Tulane game is kicking off. Tulane's kicking off to Memphis. Memphis deferred to the second half. You have Ratcliffe, the quarterback for Tulane, versus what is his name? I have it here somewhere. I did a whole segment on Memphis at the beginning of the year. What is his name? Let's see.
Brendan Lewis is their quarterback.
Yeah, Brandon Lewis. Yeah, that's it. And interestingly enough, Memphis is the leading team in the NCAA with transfers. They have 78 new faces on their team this year, and they are 8-1 in the country.
Currently, right now, I have the USC versus Northwestern game currently going on Fox. So if you have Fox and you want to watch a game for free, pretty much on the airwaves tonight, tune into your local Fox station if you can, if you have it, and watch USC versus Northwestern tonight. Also, if you have an ESPN network and want to watch the Tulane Memphis game, do so too. So, we'll
Uh,
see.
just to recap, tomorrow we're going to be doing our football stream. Starting at noon, it will be number 8 BYU taking on number 9 Texas Tech Red Raiders in a Big 12 showdown. That's going to be a great game. Then you have in SEC play number 3 Texas A&M Aggies at 3:30 Eastern Time. Traveling to number 19 Missouri to take on the Missouri Tigers. They're in Columbia, Missouri, for another SEC class. That will be about 8 to 9 hour GameCast between the two games, and we hope to see everybody there.
Well, Wolfie, give us your final thoughts on the Kansas North Carolina game tonight.
Well, I knew it was going to be a good game. I didn't expect all the foul trouble for Kansas, and I think honestly, if Tiller and White had been able to stay out of foul trouble, that game would have been a little bit closer there at the end. North Carolina definitely is much improved from last year, and it will be very interesting to see where they're at when March rolls around.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, and how about those blowouts tonight?
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing either low level Division One or a Division Two school, blowouts are typically to be expected. However, that Oklahoma game against Purdue was not
Oakland,
anywhere near the normal.
the Oakland Purdue game, Oakland.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought for a minute there that was tight as the ticks behind, and I thought that they were going to possibly keep track with Purdue, but I guess Purdue's a second half team.
All right,
So,
just a quick update. Radcliffe drops back, throws a 65-yard dime to Shaz Preston for a 2-lane touchdown and goes ahead of the Memphis Tigers.
currently in my game, USC is threatening to score. They have a second and goal right now.
All right, well, we'll wait to see if they score before we get off of here.
Yeah. Second and goal at the Northwestern 7. Mayava in the shotgun with the two tight ends set, drops back to pass, looks, fires, finds his wide receiver in the end zone, touchdown USC.
All right, so there you go. You have 2 score updates to cap it off for football. Tulane is up 7-0 on the ESPN side, and then on Fox, you have number 25 USC that just went ahead of the Northwestern Wildcats. So, with us
So,
being up to 100 subscribers, we do thank you. You all are the best. Please share us out and hope to see you all tomorrow for the football games. And then next week, we will probably bring you a women's basketball game at some point. Just don't know the time frame yet. But until then, Brett, you can sign it off.
you have been listening to the Wolfie Gamecast of college basketball tonight. I am your announcer, Brett Alt, saying for Wolfie and the rest of the gang, goodbye and good night. Thank you for tuning in.